The nation's capital is getting ready ahead of this year's Inauguration Day. Why officials are upping security ahead of the swearing in. And a fire in Dallas leaves more than 500 animals dead. What officials know about what started that fire. But first, you might have noticed some of that cold weather moving into Central Texas. I was out earlier, woke up, beautiful day, but you can feel that cold wind kind of moving in. You were saying the front is already making some movement.
Yeah, so the front moved through earlier this afternoon. We went from the 70s this morning back down to right now, obviously in the low 60s and 50s, 40s, 30s, and even 20s out the door. So we'll talk about this cold weather advisory that is in place, which means the wind chill or air temperature will be 15 to 20 degrees or lower. Wind chills between 12 and 20 degrees out the door early tomorrow morning for literally all of us in Central Texas here. This is a big event for the Lone Star State. Temps right now, we're in the upper 50s, 54 in Georgetown, already in the upper 40s in San Saba County. East of I-35, still some 60s with a front move through just maybe 2-3 hours ago. Out the door tomorrow morning, notice all of us finally getting to freeze. Our first freeze at Camp Mabry and Austin's in the forecast, a low of 29 degrees early for your Monday. 26 in Georgetown, 23 in Llano, 21 degrees in Mason County. So make sure to bundle up accordingly. Clouds and radar, nothing to talk about because the front moved through your evening planner back down to the 40s overnight tonight. We'll be talking about that cold air that's coming in, wind chills in the teens, and with that cold air in place for several days, if we get some moisture, could we get some wintry mix? I'll show you the latest trends coming up in just a bit.
All right, thank you very much, Tommy. With cold air arriving tonight, the city of Austin will open its overnight cold weather shelters. They'll stay open until at least Thursday this week. Registration for the shelters is between 6 and 8 each night at One Texas Center, which is located on Barton Springs Road. Now, with an after-hours service for anyone who misses the registration window, while the shelters are primarily used by those experiencing homelessness, they are available to anyone who needs a warm place to spend the night. The city opens the shelters whenever the temperatures at Camp Mabry hits 35 or below. Now, while many people appreciate the cooler weather, plant owners should take action to ensure they don't lose their plants. While the plants that are native to the region can generally withstand the colder conditions, plants that have not adapted to cold climates should be moved inside. A Texas A&M ecologist previously told KXAN that some types of plants like cacti, succulents, and other house plants that most likely would not survive if they were left out in the freezing cold and should be moved inside. Now, if you can do that, you can cover, if you can't do that, you can cover the vulnerable plants with plastic coverings or blankets, which can trap heat from the ground around them. A fire at a North Austin apartment complex left some residents displaced early today. The Austin Fire Department said it happened at a complex near the intersection of West Breaker Lane and Metric Boulevard. Officials are still on the scene, but the fire is officially out. AFD is reporting no injuries, but that the 24 of the apartment units have been impacted and can't be reoccupied at this time. Fears and concerns over the safety of the U.S. Capitol just before lawmakers meet to certify last year's election results. News Nation's Kelly Meyer has how officials are getting ready and why they're worried about the New Orleans incident.
Well, federal agencies certainly on alert here in Washington, D.C. with 3 major events over the next few weeks. Washington, D.C. stepping up security, though they say there is no threat to the district. The National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby saying on Friday that the FBI put out a notice encouraging all state and local officials to be mindful that there could be copycat perpetrators that might want to conduct similar attacks like what happened in New Orleans and Las Vegas. You can see here fencing back up around the U.S. Capitol on the first day of the new session and ahead of the certification of the election on Monday and the 4-year anniversary of the riot at the U.S. Capitol. For the first time, the Department of Homeland Security has designated Congress's certification of presidential electors on January 6th as a national special security event, the same level of protection as inaugurations and the Super Bowl. Here's what D.C.'s Metro Police Department had to say at a press conference on Friday.
Since the incidents, we have begun actively working with our local, federal, and state partners to share intelligence and to provide support for the ongoing investigation. As of this moment, there are no credible known threats here in the District of Columbia, but out of an abundance of caution, I have heightened our security postures across the city in light of the recent events.
And there's more high-profile events. Former President Jimmy Carter's official state funeral on January 9th, and of course the inauguration on January 20th. We were on a call with National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby about the upcoming inauguration following the events in New Orleans and Las Vegas. He said he didn't want to get into specific force protection measures, but said the security of the inauguration and of people attending it remain a high priority for all of us. Take a listen.
I think it's also safe to say, without getting into specific force protection measures about around the inauguration, but that the security of the inauguration and of people attending it remain a high priority for all of us in the executive branch, and we're working assiduously every single day to ensure the safety and security of the inauguration from any kind of attack.
And Kirby also says that they are keeping the Trump team in the loop as of any updates or any aspects as they head into inauguration.
Apple has agreed to pay $95 million to settle allegations that its digital assistant Siri eavesdropped on conversations. The lawsuit was filed 5 years ago. It accused Apple of activating Siri to record conversations and share them with advertisers for more than a decade. Apple did not admit to any wrongdoing as part of the settlement. If approved, tens of millions of iPhone users could file claims. Each consumer could receive up to $20 per Siri-equipped device covered by that settlement. Authorities are investigating a structure fire that erupted at a Dallas shopping center Friday morning and killed more than 500 animals. The fire occupied, and it happened at the Plaza Latina Bazaar. That's the Dallas Animal Services. They removed a total of 579 animals, including small birds, chickens, hamsters, 2 dogs, and 2 cats. Now, according to authorities, the animals died as a result of smoke inhalation. 3 people were reported to be in the building when the fire began. They were able to safely escape after being alerted by the building's fire alarm and sprinkler system. The cause remains unknown. A new study shows that a number of Texas counties rank among the worst in the country when it comes to health insurance coverage. The study by financial tech company Smart Asset ranked U.S. counties on the rate of people under 65 who were insured last year. 19 of the top 20 counties with lowest insurance rates were here in the Lone Star State. It found that 32% of residents in Hidalgo County along the border were uninsured. That's around 278,000 people. Other counties with low insurance coverage include Cameron, Potter, Dallas, and Harris County. Harris County having about 1 million uninsured residents. The study also showed that Orange County, Texas, had one of the lowest rates of primary care physicians with more than 6,000 residents for every physician. People who stop taking GLP-1 agonist drugs may suffer serious consequences. While many patients shed up to 20% of their body weight by using the injectables, the cost of the drugs and side effects like nausea and vomiting lead to many people quitting. In most cases, their weight returns, and so do corresponding risks for heart disease and diabetes. Researchers found most GLP-1 users stopped taking the medication after 1 or more years. More research is still needed to make a definitive link between getting off the drugs and return weight gain. But experts say patients need better counseling to support their use of the drugs. And although the Austin airport had record passenger numbers throughout several months last year, new data shows November fell a little behind. The airport says passenger traffic in November was down more than 7% compared to the same time in 2023. In 2024, that month saw nearly 1.8 million passengers, while the year before it saw more than 1.9 million. According to current Austin airport data, the busiest month of the year was May, with more than 2 million passengers screened. Well, you may have noticed fewer eggs at the grocery store and higher prices. A national egg shortage spiked over the holidays and could drive prices even higher in 2025. While the biggest impact seems to be in northern states such as California and Colorado, Texas grocery stores are seeing fewer eggs on their shelves as well. The main cause of the shortage is an outbreak of bird flu impacting millions of hens across the country. Texas poultry farmer David Lopez says while bird flu isn't impacting local farmers, he's seeing more people looking to produce their own eggs because of the shortage.
Well, more and more customers, they've been coming by wanting to purchase hens, mainly for the sole production of eggs. because they've noticed in the stores there's been a shortage of eggs and also the price increases.
Lopez says he's also had to increase his egg prices because of the rising cost of bird feed.
First warning weather with meteorologist Tommy House.
In the upper 50s right now. Big temperature change from this morning. We started off in the upper 60s, low 70s. Front moved through and it's gusty. 12-mile-per-hour winds at Camp Mabry out of the north-northwest, gusting up to 30 miles per hour up toward Milam and Lee County. And we're going to be dealing with these winds overnight tonight. On top of that, the cold air is going to be a bitter start to your Monday. Compared to where we were 24 hours ago, about 10 to 20 degrees colder at this time. Big picture across the country. The front actually kicked up a few strong showers and storms down toward the Dixie Alley. A big snow and ice event for the Ohio River Valley and even Washington, D.C. tomorrow morning. And that cold air, it's going to be in place Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. How about Thursday into next weekend? This is going to be the big picture for us for a while in Texas. Cold weather advisory in place. Wind chill values tomorrow morning until 9 a.m. between 12 and 20 degrees. Big picture is you have to make sure that you're bundling up out the door. Temperatures throughout the rest of the night tonight will go down from the 40s to the 30s. How about the upper 20s at times? So you get the idea. Make sure that you're bundling up and you're protecting those people, plants, and pipes. And this cold trend will be the name of the game through the work week. Wind chill values, maybe even toward Gillespie County, perhaps the single digits. Big picture, the teens through the morning hours. By the afternoon, high temperatures will be in the upper 40s. So above freezing through the daylight hours, but then overnight again, Monday night into Tuesday, Tuesday night into Wednesday, even Wednesday night into Thursday will be below freezing. But during the daytime, we'll be above freezing, upper 40s. Monday and Tuesday, by Wednesday and Thursday in the upper 30s, low 40s. So we'll have the cold air in place, right? But if you have a little bit of moisture, could we get some wintry weather? It's possible Wednesday through Friday morning. I'll show you the latest trends right now. We're looking at a few different model runs, upper level data and computer models and the ensembles. I can go on for hours about that. But here's how it looks big picture right now. North of Dallas in the Panhandle, a mainly snow event. This would be a mixing or a cold rain in this pink category. That's Austin up I-35 toward Waco and DFW. And then south of us, San Antonio, the valley and coastline, just in that cold rain category. I'm zooming on in here. This will change, so just take this with a little bit of a grain of salt. Could be dealing with a mix. And the icing kind of back and forth on whether or not this could be a more significant icing event. I don't really think so, but this would be more just of a wintry mix of rain and snow. And cold rain, LaGrange down towards south of Lockhart and San Marcos. We'll have the updates for you here on KXAN in the coming days. Make sure you download our first warning weather app. Tonight, 29 for a low, clear skies and calm winds. Tomorrow, back up into the upper 40s. Chilly and gusty. And look at the first warning weather 7-day forecast. This winter weather timeline, somewhere between Wednesday night, Thursday up to 70% there. And then by early Friday, most likely just a cold rain event, upper 40s for a high temperature, then 50s and sunshine by next weekend.
This is KXAN Sports, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry.
I think I saw 25 degrees on there, Tommy, at one point. Wow, it's getting cold quick. Regardless, good evening all. Happy Sunday. Not to go too much woe is me here, but actually having to watch the Dallas Cowboys today and the Houston Texans, not the best, maybe like entitled to a settlement type of bad. But hey, let's show you the highlights after all. Cowboys and Trey Lance trying to finish the season on a high note. They'll start early, and Lance will find Kevontae Turpin. This is a team that has already been eliminated from playoff contention, but still trying to get going. Here are the Cowboys. They would get a field goal on that drive. Then it is the Cedar Ridge alum Deuce Vaughn in the second half with a big gain. 12-yard run. 16-12 Washington late. Dallas finally able to get in the end zone. All of those set up field goals here. Rico Dowdle with a touchdown. Then Cowboys up 19-16. Marcus Mariota in the final seconds. Washington's already in the playoffs, but they want to win anyway and keep Dallas at 7-10. They do just that. Terry McLaurin ices it, and the Commanders win 23-19. Okay, Houston Texans, they're also in the postseason. C.J. Stroud staying warm in Nashville against the Titans. Opening drive, this is what you want to see for Houston coming off the not-so-good game they had on December 25th to Nico Collins for the touchdown. Then Stroud gets to rest. Like we said, they're already in the postseason. It's Davis Mills time. It's just a textbook handoff from Mr. Mills to Dameon Pierce. Remember when this guy was supposed to be the future of the running back position? How about a redemption game in Week 18, 92 yards, house call? The Tennessee Titans may have to get relegated. I don't know what the level below this is, maybe Canadian football, but they are an awful football team. Texans win 23-14. As we said, they are the AFC South champs. All right, welcome back. Thursday, quite the win for Texas women's basketball. Vic Schaefer just thrilled. Throw the arms up, big man. You get the dub on the road against a top 10 team. Now they get to go back home hosting Arkansas, trying to go 2-0 in conference play. We'll start in the first quarter as Texas getting rolling early. Defense into offense, that's kind of a staple of Vic Schaefer-led teams. It's Rory Harmon up ahead to local product Shea Holly. Go ahead and lay that in. Texas took the lead, and they did not really look back after that. More in the first quarter off the miss. Another youngster, Justice Carlton, going with the putback. She had 15 in this one. Second quarter, Texas up 6. Jordan Lee, this freshman class, continues to impress. One of her 4 triples on the day. Then third quarter, Aaliyah Moore had a team-high 17, gets 2 of them there. And in the fourth quarter, Carlton with another triple. Longhorns roll over Arkansas. Number 5 team in the country looking awful good. The night before, the Texas men struggled in their SEC opener against Texas A&M. It was tied at the break, but man, A&M came out swinging. They were tough in that second half. And afterwards, head coach Rodney Terry clear on what he needs to see moving forward from his Texas team.
Just what's in your chest. They're not a big team themselves. It's 6'8" over there, 6'9" at the most. They don't have to be a big team. It's what's in your chest. You know, and size got nothing to do with it, man. And, you know, you've got to be able to outcompete other teams, you know. And, if we had a 7-footer out there tonight, he didn't have anything in his chest, it's not going to make a difference. That has nothing to do with size. It has to want to, okay, and getting out and getting after it.
Man, RT giving a good soundbite. Man, the Texas men's basketball schedule, next couple games hosting the number 1 and 2 teams in the country at Auburn, Tennessee. So it does not get easier for the Longhorns.
Well, you look at the SEC, and I mean, for a while, there was no team that had more than 3 losses. Now we're getting into play. Everybody's going to beat up on each other again.
All those best strength of schedules are in the SEC rest of the way.